Hi everybody, this is Big Benedict. We're playing Lords of Shadow 2 on Prince of Darkness difficulty. This is going to be a very long campaign, a big guide. This is the hardest difficulty, unlockable after you clear the game one time, and it's in the extras menu where the New Game Plus is. And unfortunately, it looks like we're losing all our progress in the current game, but I don't think that's going to affect our upgrades. So first off, I think this game is a masterpiece. I don't think that any game could come close to being how good this game is this year. So I do think it's going to be the game of the year. And first off, before I go into the guide, I don't appreciate anybody if you're going to be overly critical about this game, because it's a very personal game for me. I've been waiting 3 years for this game, and I'm very grateful to be playing it. So personally, I don't understand many of the reviewers and the people being overly critical about this game and then them playing the game. So I don't understand why one would play a game that one doesn't like. I don't do that personally. If I don't like a game, I don't play it. So anyway, we're on the first phase here, and I really love this game. It's got everything going for it as far as the combat. They've taken out the puzzle aspects, so there's no real frustration about that. Only one part in my eyes is very broken, which is the Agrias Garden Stealth section. I was trying to find David Cox's Twitter account to post a message on there, because it is very broken, extremely frustrating. But anyway, so this is the tutorial phase. We're using light and heavy attacks, and we're also what we have here, instead of the combat cross, since we're Dracula, now we have the blood whip. You also have the void sword, and you have the chaos claws. The latter two are actually, they're different weapons, but they're also the magic. So when you use the void sword right here, it's going to give you hit points from the enemies. And one thing I really admire about this game, and I think it's really progressive, is they give you the option to not play with the QTEs. And I just thought that was very progressive when I saw that. So I'm not going to be referencing any QTEs in this guide, because I'm not going to be seeing what they are. I don't want to use QTEs in games like this. Sadly, there is no reset camera function in this game. You have to always manually move the camera behind the character's back. What else? As far as my combat configurations, all I personally, when I play this game, all I want to see is the enemy's HP, their life. I don't want to see any other things. I will also have the combat mastery statistics coming up when they're relevant, but that's it. That's all I really want to see. So, when I first thought about doing this game, the guide for this, I was going to edit out every little one of these sections where I'm skipping the cutscene, but there's just too many of them to make that realistic, and I'm trying to make this guide as quick as possible. I do have a lot of knowledge of it, since I've already gone through the campaign, and since I've played Mirror of Fate, and I've played Lords of Shadow just a lot of times. So this video, what I'm going to do is, every section, every mission is going to be a self-contained video, whether it's 10 minutes or an hour. And I'm also going to segregate the boss battles. So anytime there's a boss battle, because I think the boss battles in this game are just unrivaled, I'm going to have a boss battle. So video number 2 will be the fight versus the paladin, the boss fight. And how hard is this game? It's not that hard, but it's still got its challenge. What else to say about this game? I love this game, and it really makes me mad that so many people are being overly critical and judgmental about this game. Normally that doesn't affect me. Like, I will be saying things that are bad and good about this game, but to never stop talking about things relating to this game, it makes me really mad. So anyway, I just don't want that. I don't want any anger. I don't want any stress in this guide. So if you could all just leave constructive comments, and if you don't like the game, that's fine. If you don't like it, you're probably not even going to watch this. But Anyway, now that we're doing the platforming, you'll notice that when you hold down the L2 button, we have the ability to see where we're going. And I'm not going to be referencing the 360 controllers. I'm sorry. I don't like that system for these types of games and that controller. I just can't imagine. I don't like playing. With the exception of Ninja Gaiden 2, which there's nothing to do about that. But for these action games, I like playing with a nice light, nice controller. But here's the first phase of the Paladin fight. That attack that he did right there is not parryable. There's been some criticism about the synchronized block, the parry window opening up a little bit. That doesn't make the game easier. In the first game, it was so narrow of a window that it was so risky to do it. But in this game, it's not as risky whatsoever. So I don't think that's a valid criticism, because it's just as open as God of War Ascension's parry is, or God of War 3's parry is. So I don't know. But another thing I really hate is people comparing this game to God of War 3, like saying nothing but that. Of course it's like God of War. That's why this game is so good. But anyway, now we're on this section here. There's the Paladin. And what he's going to be doing, I don't think it happens now, but he's going to try to shoot us. But we need to stand on the rivet areas to make him shoot those off, and then unbuckle parts of the SiegeTitan that we're fighting on, and then we'll all fall away. But when I say that I think this game is the game of the year, I'm saying that with a straight face, and I'm not trolling. I think it is. I've been waiting for this game since October of 2010 when this game first came out. Well, a couple months after that, when I realized how just magical that these games are. And yes, it's a different sort of animal compared to Lords of Shadow, but it's a beautiful game. It is really good. And this opening section here is really epic. Reminds me of the opening section in God of War 3, actually. The epic scale of it all. So we're just hanging out on the side of the SiegeTitan here. There's nothing you can do until that piece falls away. There is one bad checkpoint over here pretty soon. I will point it out where it is. It's right before the last encounter. Normally the checkpoints they're pretty decent. People don't like this game also because of the stealth sections. I didn't know what to think. I didn't mind them whatsoever when I saw them, but I didn't really know what this game was going to be in its totality. And when I received it, I just opened myself to it, and I wasn't judgmental of it, because I'm biased because I really enjoy these games and I think they're fantastic. And I'm not going to sit back and nitpick and point out everything that's like different or poor about the game. I will say what I do think is poor, but I've been waiting a long time for this game, and I just don't want a lot of negativity. Like, I didn't even really watch the reviews until I had played the game quite a bit, because I didn't want I just didn't want anything to affect my vision of this game. And anyway, this part is pretty tough here. Fortunately, I did it without having to fall off and have to make some edits. But this game gives you a lot of good feedback and signals. Like, whenever you need to platform, you'll have the bats. You'll see the bats and you'll hear them screeching. If you notice right there, I got hit. It's very easy to get hit, but by the explosion, so you really have to move out of the way quickly. But one tactic that you can do, I guess you'd call it an advanced tactic, is to just stay in one place, and then the moment before he shoots, then just move. So here's the first section with the rivets. You're going to have these guys up here messing with you while the guy is shooting at you. So just the only thing that I could really say is that you should just take the shields off very quickly with these guys, drain their life with the void sword, and when you see the guy coming, that's another problem. When you're trying to slide up to the enemies, you'll notice that not only is the roll not a roll anymore, it's a glide. He pushes the enemies aside, so sometimes when you're going up to bite them and drain some of their HP into your health bar, you end up knocking them over and sometimes killing them. But like in a situation like this where you just have one guy left, just leave him on the map. See, I parried right there, but I didn't even finish it up because I'm just waiting for this guy to shoot the last arrow. And this is very generous here. See how, no, that missed right there, but I really wasn't on it too well. But this functions really well. Now we're going to interact with the steel plate here by pressing the O button. You don't have to kill anybody who's left. Just open it and then they'll just die of their own accord. But this is the last checkpoint for this part. And if you die in the combat section after this, because you'll notice I can edit right over here. Yeah, there's the edit. I didn't edit. I'm sorry, guys. I just cleared this game and it's just been a mad rush to get this guide going. I think that might have been the edit. I did. Okay, so now we're coming back over here. The paladin's still shooting at us. Don't worry, I won't reveal any spoilers in this guide. So here's the final set of rivets here we need to stand on. And personally, I don't really like the Chaos Claws too much. I like the Blood Whip because it has range. Range is very helpful in this game. I like the Void Sword as well, but even with that, it's a little bit more range than with the Chaos Claws. However, you have to get used to how Dracula hits with that particular weapon. Okay, so we got 2 rivets taken care of now, and then after this we will be fighting the guy who's shooting at us. I won't reveal his identity. It's nobody specific. It's just one of the Brotherhood members. But it's not a hard fight whatsoever. You should be able to clear it with relative ease. And let's get this last rivet off. There we go. Nice, generous hit detection right there. And now I'm just going to open the steel plate again, press the O button, and I'll see you in the next video.